My name is Dr. Anthony Basil, and I'm working on a book chapter called The University of the Future: What Learning Designs and Systems Can Support Next Generation Higher Education Stakeholders. The part that I'm going to focus on is the last part of the book chapter, which is talking about immersive webinar design and a model that I'm putting forward in this video, which is the 360 Fishbowl Webinar model. My contact email is abasil, A-B-A-S-I-E-L, @gmail.com, and I invite you to see my website at abasil.wordpress.com. All right, so let's carry on and see what all this fishbowl stuff is about. Here we go. In the first part of the chapter, I discussed some of the key changes that I predict for the next generation of higher education. Illich refers to this as the deschooling of society, where we're moving towards informal learning. This shift in new jobs will require more of a people skills focus, a greater demand in our knowledge society will be for creative innovators. So the purpose then of higher education is going to be less skill focused and more on creating these people that are capable of solving problems and thinking outside of the box. They need to be autonomous learners, but also social. So we're going to need to have environments that will support that. The learner is also going to be a researcher. So universities are going to be promoting a practitioner research approach. So research will still be an element of higher education. And so we need to have some type of technology which will support and promote this. And I'm putting forward that webinars are capable of doing this, and that a particular immersive model using 360 video and a fishbowl discussion can possibly help us in that direction. So what is a fishbowl discussion? Here you can see in the diagram the kind of operational side of it. You've got some chairs in the center with a circle of chairs going around it, and the participants are having a discussion. But it's not a one-way discussion like a classroom where the lecturer is up in the front transmitting information one way to the students in rows of desks. But instead here we can see that there are two circles of participants, and they have an ultimate goal of the Socratic method, and that's to increase understanding through inquiry. So what we're trying to promote in this type of discursive design is the freedom to think by deconstructing and discarding pre-existing draft ideas. And the way that that's going to happen is by exposing unknown or unacknowledged ambiguity and complexity, which makes the respondent realize that they've got more thinking to do. So this type of approach is not going towards a fixed response, a solution which is black and white, but instead helping us to find our way through fuzzy knowledge. So this is an overview diagram of the 360 Fishbowl Webinar design. I'll give you a breakdown of the structure of it, and then we'll use the Socratic method to deconstruct it a bit. So on the left, you can see we've got a key which has a list of some of the stakeholders in technology. That is in the design. and color-coded to help understand the structure a bit. In the bottom left corner would be a sample of the screen that either the person would be seeing on their smart phone device, or whatever mobile device they're using, or on the screen in the live event. And to the right, you can see a number of circles that are color-coded, a number of different symbols, and arrows and captions that will help to put this whole model together. So let's start off with the inner circle. In the very center, we've got a technology, which is a 360 video camera. Now, before the actual fishbowl discussion begins, the inner circle, circle of experts we'll call them, will do an introduction. They will say their names, their backgrounds, possibly a brief statement of their position on that particular topic, which is going to be discussed. And in addition to that, we'll have a microphone, an Omni mic, which will be able to capture the audio of the event, and it will also feed into the live cameraman that's over on the right-hand side in the diagram. And we will also have that audio sound feeding into another computer, which will be able to do the auto transcription and convert that text for us into a tag comp. Now, the people that are involved, you can see there's one symbol of a man standing there, or that will be called the live host, and their role is to walk around and be the kind of moderator for the face-to-face exchange. To the left of that person is the live facilitator. Now, their role is critical in this design because they are the contact with the virtual audience. So they will be facilitating dialogue between the people outside of the live face-to-face context. And we'll be seeing that circle in a little while. You can see that there's some symbols here with mobile phone devices, and that means that the stakeholders can use their phones, their smartphones, to video record the event. So we are capturing the live event in a number of different modalities: video through the local camera, the live camera person capturing it, and also from the stakeholders themselves being able to either do a selfie or capture from that angle, that perspective of the inner circle. Okay, so what's the next circle? Well, the next circle is the live outer circle. Now, the outer circle would be composed of people that are in the audience. They may themselves also be experts. They've got their own tacit knowledge and experiential knowledge, which they could bring into the discussion. And part of the unconference, the fishbowl interaction, is that the local facilitator can allow the people in the face-to-face audience to go into the center circle, the red circle, and exchange seats. So they're able to go into that center circle and ask their question, make their comments, but from that inner circle perspective. So there's a swapping back and forth of the stakeholders during the course of the discussion, which is moderated by the live host. So then we come to the last part of the slide, where you can see the yellow circle, and these are the virtual attendance people. So they're the audience which are not physically there. They are communicating through the local facilitator on a live text discussion board, which you can see in the bottom left corner for the projector screen layout. There's a live text discussion going on. The facilitator then is taking that discussion and bringing it into the inner circle discussion as well. So as they are asking questions or making comments, the facilitator has the capability of swapping their video image with one of the virtual audience members. And so in the middle of the projection screen, we would be able to see those audience members while the discussion is going on. So in this way, what we're doing is we're having a blend of a number of technologies in terms of the 360 video, which would also record and capture the entire event, which would be available afterwards. We also would have the live recording for the two-dimensional video camera. We would also have the individual perspectives of the smartphone captured as well. And so all of these different angles and perceptions of the event would be available. We also would have the live text. So while the discussion is going on, it's being converted into a transcript, which would also be made into a tag cloud. And we would also have the live text discussion as well, which would become a frequently asked questions type of resource. So this is a summary of the 360 Fishbowl webinar design. And I would invite you to email me or contact me through the website if you have any questions or comments. Thanks very much. I hope you found it interesting.